Hey guys, build vid number 4 coming at you from, where am I now? Moab, Utah. So yeah, lots of things on this build vid other than the growing of my grayish beard. We got to do this wall partition. We got to build the electrical enclosure. We also got to build all the speaker enclosures. So yeah, I'm trying to keep these build videos to around 5 minutes so I don't lose your attention. So let's dive right into this one and we'll get going. Alright, so first things first, we got to get this wire run to the speaker enclosure. Comes down in through the top cabinet and then into the housing. Speaker enclosure, that's where the crossover is. That's mounted, wires all run. I still gotta wire that light in. Turned out pretty good though, I'd say. Here's the plans. This is gonna go there. That's the wall partition. Cut note, this is where the subwoofer goes. This is where the speaker terminals are gonna be. This fits. First try. It's my terminals for my song. But yeah, I welded this up. Just cut some 45s in here. A couple screws go into the bottom there. Some self-tapping screws, and then in the bottom, I'm putting these big, giant, I call them lag bolts, but they're big, giant wood screws basically. Here we are in the van, listening to Dad. Dad never stops talking.
Well, no. That's what everybody says about my new dog.
Yeah, and we are going to turn this into wall partition. In order to build this wall partition, I had to actually paint the back side, which is the garage side, and then essentially just made it to the front side, the brick side. I glued it as well just to add some structural rigidity, and finished off with a little bit of routering. I even went as far to router the speaker terminal holes. What we're doing is, this is where the wall's gonna go in, obviously. I gotta make sure this is square, so I got a nice square piece of wood. I got a square over here, and we're just making sure that when I put this wall in, that it's gonna be absolutely straight and flat, which it is. So basically, this is where the panel's gonna go. So we've got about 22¼ inches. My amps are gonna sit here, batteries are gonna be here. That's gonna be the electrical panel where the breakers, all that sort of stuff's gonna be, so. This was a very tight spot to work in, but every once in a while, you realize that you should have done something a little bit earlier in the build. This is gonna be my main ground post. Main bus bar for all my 12-volt HOTS fuse. Just a 250 amp fuse. That'll take care of everything those batteries will put out. Over here is the get in there a little bit. This is a ground lug, so I clean that up. These are all the speaker wires coming in. Go through that PVC just to protect them a little bit. Terminate them in that side. These are for all the mids and tweets. Go back to the component connections. This is a fuse for the big amp. Look at this wire. This is all going to the front of the van. This is a 1/0 cable, basically welding cable. Look at the size of that. That's gonna give me all my juice if I'm powering my stereo from the van. Other than that, it'll be powered off of my battery bank, but I want the option to keep these tunes booming if my solar is low or if I'm on the road. Tommy's flying, and I want to go flying, but I'm doing this project because I gotta do it. More or less that goes in there and it slides right down in those rails. Pull saws, cut out the corners, and then I draw a little mountain on there. Everything I've drawn in the bed is all freehand, there's no stencils, I didn't see anything online. Of course we couldn't not stain the electronics enclosure door, so that's what we're doing. Painting some mountains on there. You know, it's got to fit in. This was my friend Tommy, brought some spiced rum over, and yeah, turned out good. So on the next episode, we'll show you, I guess, basically kind of where we're going to go with the electronics. You can see how tight it is in there. That'll be episode number 5. We will see you then.